pwede COA. And you better, and even if you do not testify, COA has the power to inquire. Pwede pong tanungin, tingnan ang records ng Pharmally kung magkano binayad nyo sa inyong mga supplier. Lalo na po, kayo na may testimony rito, na mukhang wala naman kayong pera, paano nyo na-erase yung 7 billion na pambayad ninyo? So pwede pong tingnan yan ng COA dahil transaction, dahil pera ng taong bayan yan. Pwede pong nasa kapangyarihan ng COA na tingnan. So sabihin mo na kung ano ang totoo. Dahil pwede ma-check po yan.
Mr. Chair, thank you po to sa enlightenment. Definitely makikipag-cooperate kami sa mga ahensya pagdating sa mga ganitong investigation. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Kaya nga, di sabihin mo na, makikipag-cooperate, tinatanong ka na, hindi mo naman sinasagot.
Mr. Chair, I myself alone cannot answer that question kasi kumpanya po kami, allow us to have a meeting on it, tapos pag-usapan namin, and then we seek guidance with our accountants and lawyer, and then definitely, pagka kinakailangan namin makipag-cooperate sa COA, gagawin po namin yun.
Okay, Mr. Lincoln Ong, with the permission of Mr. Chairman, may I continue?
Go ahead, please.
Puro verbal ba usapan niya? Did you have any document kung ano yung, meron kayong parang joint venture agreement with Mr. Yang?
We do have agreement po.
Yes. Do you have a copy of that agreement?
I don't have it with me, Mr. Chairman.
What kind of agreement do you have with Mr. Yang?
Hindi ko po talaga maalala nung mga specific content niya, Mr. Chairman. But sana po maintindihan nyo na kami po sa community namin, minsan, totoo po yun. Pagka minsan may mga transaction kami na minsan verbal talaga. Negosyante lang po.
But in this particular case, yung supplies ng mga PPEs, sinabi mo, meron kayong pinirmahan na agreement with Mr. Yang. Ang tanong ko, anong klaseng agreement? Anong klase yung pinirmahan yung dokumento? Anong form? Is it a joint venture agreement? Is it a contract?
Mr. Chair,
can you please wait for the question to be formulated before you answer?
my apologies, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, what document did you have or did you sign with Mr. Yang? In so far as the supplies of the materials.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not really privy or hindi ko talaga ma-recall ngayon kung ano yung content but we do have kasulatan po.
Very important document. Hindi mo matandaan kung anong form, joint venture ba, contract ba? Hindi mo man lang maalala kung ano yon?
Meron po talaga ganun.
Anong klase nga?
Mr. Chair, hindi ako maka kasi baka po mali yung mga masabi ko ngayon tapos yung iba na may nakita ko.
Can you produce that?
Hanapin ko po sir. Yes po, yes po.
Mr. Yang
Yes po.
signed that document, I suppose, correct? As well as you did sign the same document. I have a question. You haven't answered. Both Mr. Yang and you signed that document which you said is in your possession, di ba? You cannot just recall kung ano yung pinirmahan nyo, but you did sign on the same piece of paper, on the same document.
Yes po, yes po.
Can you produce that and submit that to the committee?
Hanapin ko po, sir. Hanapin ko po and then definitely comply kami sa kung kailangan talaga.
So when you were dealing with the Chinese suppliers, you were traveling to China?
Ay, hindi po. Hindi po.
Who was traveling to China to deal with them?
Mr. Chair, kasi nung time na yan, that was pandemic. Maraming mga bansa na mga borders, mga sarado po.
Okay. So how did Mr. Yang introduce you to the Chinese suppliers? They came here You went there by phone?
Puro by phone lang po, Mr. Chair. Tapos may mga tao po naman kami sa China.
Telepono lang, tinawagan ka ni Mr. Yang, pinakausap sa iyo yung Chinese supplier, all four of them, maybe one after the other, and that's it.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yes po.
Okay. So, meron ka bang nilabas na cash?
Dito po sa site namin, sa
Yes.
site po namin ng Pharmally.
Sa Pharmally. Oh.
Yes po.
Nagkano?
Estimate, how much cash did you, for this whole transaction, how much cash did you shell out? Whether it's advance payment, partial payment, how much?
Mr. Chair, I really have to refer it to our other partners for that. Kasi I really don't have to record it with me now.
Sinong partners ang pwedeng sumagot? Nandyan lahat yung partners mo eh.
Mr. Huang,
the name.
do you think you can access any document, Mr. Chair?
Who are you referring to? Mr.
Huang?
Okay, Mr. Huang.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Huang.
Mr. Huang, Mr. Chair, baka pwedeng makahingi po ng opportunity na para makapag opening statement po si Mr. Huang Suyan.
No. I'm asking him a question and you referred me to him. You referred the committee to Mr. Huang para sagutin yung tinatanong ko.
My apologies po.
Simple lang eh. How did you transact with or deal with the 4 Chinese suppliers? Kasi sabi mo, nirefer ka ni Mr. Yang. So how? Did you go to China? Did they come here? Sabi mo, by telepono lang. Ngayon, ang sagot mo, si Mr. Huang naman ang pwede sumagot doon. How? So I'm asking Mr. Huang. And now you're saying, mag-opening statement si Mr. Huang. Mr. Huang.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So how did you transact with the Chinese suppliers? The first time you were introduced by Mr. Yang.
I mean, to clarify one thing, I wish to state on record that Mr. Yang and I have not been in direct contact for since 2017 March. After that, after he introduced for my previous employer to invest in the companies, we stopped contacting each other. As for the question regarding how do we contact with the Chinese suppliers, I think most of the communications were done through WeChat. They will send us samples, they will send us pictures, and we'll relay to them our requirements of the amount, and then we will ask them for the supposed delivery dates and quantities they can match to that schedule, so that we can better prepare for our proposals.
So we're now back to Mr. Ong. Because
Yes,
as you mentioned, after the March 2017 encounter with Mr. Yang in Davao, you never had the chance to see him again or to talk to him again. So we're back to Mr. Ong. Ang tanong, how did you deal with the Chinese suppliers? Did you go to China? Ulitin ko naman, I hate to be repetitive, but you're not answering the questions directly.
Yes po, Mr. Chairman.
Unresponsive.
Mr. Chairman, I'm here po. Sorry po, last na po talaga. Yung ano po yung tanong nyo, isasagot ko talaga na maayos.
Ang sabi mo, pinakilala ka sa mga Chinese suppliers. Ang tanong ko, paano kayo nagkita o nag-uusap ng Chinese suppliers? 4 yon. O, pumunta ka ba ng China? Sabi mo, hindi. Ang nirefer mo ko kay Mr. Huang. Sabi ni Mr. Huang, hindi niya naman nami-meet si Mr. Yang. Ikaw talaga yung kausap ni Mr. Yang. O yun ang tanong.
Tama po kayo. Yes po, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chairman pala.
Hindi tama, how eh?
Ay, Mr. Chairman, nag-uusap talaga kami ng mga Chinese supplier through WeChats. Yung app po na WeChat.
Bilyon-bilyon ang usapan nyo. WeChat lang kayo ng WeChat.
We were really not able to travel that time, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, this is such a parliamentary inquiry. What is the status of the warrants of arrest issued against these people? Those who were issued warrants of arrest? They still stand. Am I correct, Mr. Chairman?
The warrant of arrest was based on a contempt of not showing up. You can now issue another warrant for contempt for being evasive, and obviously the witness is being evasive, and the chair will entertain an motion to cite this gentleman in contempt for lying or evasiveness under the rules.
Yes, if I may move or issue the motion, Mr. Chairman, it's not only Mr. Ong that's being evasive. I think Mr. Yang, likewise, is being evasive because we cannot get a clear answer. They're
Yes,
pointing to each other, and clearly they're being evasive. So I would, I really would move either not to lift the warrant of arrest previously issued by the Senate President or issue a subsequent warrant of arrest for being evasive.
Well,
Against whom? Against whom?
Against Mr. Yang.
both Mr. Yang and Mr. Ong. That is the motion. Well, the chair supports your motion, and the whole world will know that there is a pending warrant of arrest for Mr. Yang and Mr. Ong, if the committee so pleases.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
All right. No objection. The chair hereby orders that Mr. Lincoln Ong and Mr. Yang are placed under arrest. And there are reasons for it. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Lacson. Mr. Yang was asked when was the only time he did not readily say that he presented himself during the meeting in May 17. You had to pry it out from him. On the other hand, this guy says, and he says that he never had any, wala silang dealing directly, sabi ni Mr. Yang, sa Pharmally. And yet ngayon, sinasabi ni Mr. Ong na nagagarantya si Mr. Ong. In fact, if I may add, sir, with your permission, Mr. Lacson, itong sinabi po ng Presidente, ano bang reklamo ninyo? Kasi si Michael Yang daw, negosyante ito. Adre, hindi naman ito sabihin mo na nagtatapon ito ng pera. May contact ito sa China na malalaking korporasyon at siya ang nagpagador. In other words, siya ang gumagaransya talaga ng bayad o siya ang magbabayad sa made their entry here. So yun ang sinabi ng Presidente. Which, again, quote-unquote yun, which supports the statement made by Mr. Ong na ginagaransyahan ni Mr. Yang. So hindi totoo na wala siyang transaksyon, ginagaransyahan niya lahat yung ino-order nila. At dahil dyan, dapat nakita na talagang may relasyon talaga si Mr. Yang sa Pharmally. At ang masasabi ko lang, dapat tanongin pa natin si Mr. Ong para masarado na yung kanyang statement na makikita talaga na nagsisinungaling siya. And go ahead, Mr. Lacson. You can go ahead. This is your time to ask them.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Ang sunod na tanong ko, dahil sinabi nila, binabayaran nila ng money transfer or cash yung suppliers. So, saan kayo bumibili ng foreign exchange? Kasi hindi naman nyo pwedeng bayaran ng pesos, di ba? So,
Tama.
how do you do it? Where do you buy your foreign exchange? In this case, renminbi. How did you secure the foreign currency to pay your suppliers?
Proper bank transaction po yun, Mr. Chairman. Hindi po siya renminbi, Mr. Chairman. US dollar po, Mr. Chairman.
Renminbi, ang tinatanong sa iyo, saan ka kumukuha ng foreign exchange para bayaran yung mga tao doon? Siyempre,
Mr. Chairman.
magre-remit ka. Magre-remit ka, di ba? O, saan kayo kumukuha ng pera pambayad doon?
Pag dito po sa Philippine side, we transact with our bank.
Sinong bank?
Union.
Union Bank.
At kailan kayo una nag-transact?
We have to check the record, pero continuous naman yung transaction.
Sinabi ka ni Wang na ang unang transaksyon niya sa Union Bank ay November. that is a full 7 months. 7 buwan magmula nung nakakuha kayo ng malalaking kontrata na sunod-sunod na linggo sa nung Abril. Nasa record yan. Binasa
Yes,
ko na kanina. So it took you 7 months bago kayo magsanda. Ang hiniram nyo doon, 500 million. Sa makatwid, nagbabayad kayo between that time ng pera. Saka lang kayo umutang nung nagkaroon na kayo ng pera. Kuno. Hindi ako naniniwala dahil ang tingin ko nagbabayad kayo. Pero hindi nyo masabi kung saan nyo kinukuha yung pera. Galing ba yan sa ibang sources na illicit?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair. Meron po kaming mga sariling pondo rin. At
Bigla may sariling pondo na naman. O, sige.
opo.
So, specifically, Senator Gordon, kaninong pera, bank accounts, kung saan nanggaling yung niremit nyo sa mga supplier?
If ever magre-remit kami sa mga supplier, dapat po talaga manggagaling sa namin, sa bank account namin kasi
Kaya nga, so, bank, sino ang may-ari nitong mga bank accounts at magkano ang niremit nyo?
corporation po namin, yung Pharmally Pharmaceutical po.
Yung corporate